Hey everybody, BeyondDrewTV here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Green Hills Zoo. Been a little bit of time away from the zoo here as I've been, excuse me, on a pretty big Coal Creek park kick the last few weeks, and then I got the park back from HPK, Lunawood that is. I got Lunawood back from HPK, so I started doing some work in that park there, but I finally got in the middle of all those builds and during all those builds, I finally got a little bit of inspiration for Green Hills Zoo here. I've kind of mentioned it before, I think. If not, I'll mention it again now. That this is a very, very different build for me overall. Just the whole zoo idea and just doing, building a zoo is something that I never really did or haven't ever really thought about doing. I maybe messed around with it a little bit in Zoo Tycoon, and that was a little bit more laid out as like a zoo simulator should be or whatever. And back in the RCT3 days, also kind of messed around with the wild stuff, but not really. That never really appealed to me too much. So overall, just this build kind of comes in flows of inspiration there. So yeah, because just again, there's a lot that goes into it that I normally haven't ever really thought about as far as like building a theme park or designing a theme park goes. So yeah, so thanks for everyone's patience as we get this out when we can there. But let's talk about what's going on screen now. What we're building today is going to be our first house. Now what I mean by that, for maybe those of you that haven't been to, maybe you haven't been to a zoo and they're not as common in other zoos, but I'm taking a lot of inspiration from the Brookfield Zoo here. And we have, at the Brookfield Zoo, there are a lot of these houses. So the one that we're building here is for the big cats, or basically like tigers and lions and maybe some cheetahs and stuff like that. So basically I'm pretty sure the reason they have these is just because, at least in Brookfield Zoo, it's located in Chicago, just, in Illinois. So it gets cold, really cold during the winter time, so obviously you can't have African felines or whatever outside during that time. And yeah, I just think it's probably better for climate control there overall. So the idea here is that that you have this giant show building, is what I'm going to call it. It's basically where the animals can go inside and hang out, but you can kind of go inside of it, which we did not do an interior. If you've followed a lot of my other channels, it's not that I can't do an interior, it's just that I choose not to do an interior a lot of the time. So this is the case right here, but yeah, this is like an entranceway to go inside of the big cat building, basically. There it is, big cats. So yeah, that's kind of like a decorative kind of entranceway into the building here. This is not an exact replication or recreation, but it's pretty dang close to how the one in Brookfield looks, where basically, again, you just have this giant show building, just giant cement or whatever building, and then you can kind of enter in through it through this kind of themed, not so much themed, more so just kind of older kind of architecture there. So yeah, there you go. And then in the front of it here, definitely wanted to get this going. What we're doing is we're building like a separation rock wall here, and then on each side of this you have like an outdoor area where we'll see it as we keep kind of building up here a little bit more and more. But yeah, each side has a different cat or lion or tiger on each side there. A lot of looking at reference photos. That's why there's a lot of pauses in this one. I tried to kind of clean up the footage a little bit, but again, it just takes a little bit of time to kind of look at reference photos, because I want to get this pretty accurate to at least the extent that I can there. So yeah, again, a lot of times we're pausing because I'm looking at either Google Maps, or just reading general care tips, or looking up sizes even of these kind of habitats or what have you, because I do want to try and get it pretty accurate. I know I'm not going to be 100%, but I'm trying definitely. So yeah, again, we're building these two enclosures here. Got the scale of it, had to cut it down a little bit. I did realize I actually went too big, which personally I'm all for. The bigger the habitat, the better. Yeah, for these animals and stuff like that. But I didn't want to make it too grand, too out of scale there. So yeah, I went on Google Maps, and they have the little measurement on the lower right there where it tells you how big it is in meters. So that's why I kind of rescaled it down just a little bit to make it more accurate to how it looks like these hens are in real life there. So again, we have the 2 of these for our future lions and tigers to go in. And then I noticed that they have this must be the natural kind of way to keep them in there. They have these trenches basically. And personally, when looking at it, I was just like, well, like, what if they jump in? But I guess, you know, they don't. I was looking, and there's, unless I missed it, and let me know if I did, I don't see any fences. It just seems like they have these almost natural sort of barriers, these natural like trenches right here that kind of just make or prevent the tigers and lions and stuff from not going. So again, maybe I missed when I was looking through my images. You know, you can only get so much of a vantage point, or so much of a viewpoint, I should say, from Google Images and like Google Earth, or not Google Earth, Google Maps and stuff like that. You know, you can do the first person view there in it, and you can only get so much. And you know, from looking overhead, yeah, I just noticed they had these trenches, but didn't really see any fences. So if that is something I need to adjust and put some fences in, I will definitely do that there. So as we're moving forward here, I kind of made an oopsie where I was editing this building far off to the right hand side there, and I was doing all the terrain work and the trench work and getting these really awesome adventure wall pieces. Those come into play hugely during this build. They really help out a lot. But yeah, I was halfway doing it, and then it dawned on me, I was so like into the build, I guess, that I was like, oh crap, the terrain, we can't blueprint terrain. That's not a thing, unfortunately. So I had to move the building back to where it was actually going, and then kind of had to redo the terrain work, which that really took up a lot of time, was getting the terrain work to work out there. So right here we're using some TMTK items along with the lions and tigers. Those are also, I believe they're both Team TK items, almost 100% on that. But we're also using some of this ruin set, and what that was, I know we kind of flew by it just really quick, but what that was is the entranceway for the animals to go in and out of the inside to the outside. Now I'm not entirely 110% sure on how this works, like if it is always kind of open and closed. I'm sure there's days when they have it, you know, permanently closed due to, again, like probably weather, or whether the animals are feeling up to it. I'm talking out my butt here. But I do know that, you know, when I've gone to zoos, especially like the Brookfield Zoo, that there are often times when they are not out, and there'll even be a sign up that says, you know, Jimmy Lipper the lion, whoever, you know, isn't feeling up to being social today or something like that, or, you know, we're taking care of them. So, you know, they're not always out there. But yeah, so that's just kind of their entrance and exit way there whenever they want to go in and out. So and then also I wanted to note on this, I got this, you're seeing these almost bushes, but we use the, I use the, oh no, what's it called? I keep wanting to say the evergreen tree, but that's not it. The elm? I can't remember, but it's the it's the poplar. It might be poplar tree. I don't know. It's I always associate them with like Italy, basically, these skinny green trees. But basically, I saw on the Bro Nation Discord, Mr. Remnant there, who was also doing, from what it looks like, an awesome like SeaWorld, like old 90s SeaWorld type park, and that's turning out fantastic. But he took these trees and put them on their side, and it really gives you some like kind of neat, almost a different hedge feel to it. We have hedges in the game, but they're really straight cut and very topiary like, you know. So yeah, I saw a picture that he uploaded of his build, where yeah, he turned that this tree on its side, and it really gives you this really cool bush hedge kind of feel to it there. So that's I know that's a really accurate name for it, a bush hedge. So but yeah, so as we're going forward here, just putting in some nice little detail work, you know, just got to put in those fences and all that fun stuff to keep the guests from doing anything that they shouldn't there. But yeah, as we are moving forward here, we started, yes, there it is. Okay, good. I saw this also from the Brookfield Zoo's house here that they have, that there's these little like, excuse me, there's these little like caves almost where you can like walk in and they get you right up close and personal with the lions or whatever, what have you in there. So yeah, I definitely wanted to incorporate that, and yeah, this was really fun to do. This isn't the what we're looking at here. We're gonna get a cut here really quick, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna start to redo this little bit right here, but yeah, no, overall I really like how this kind of turned out there. Excuse me. Yeah, I really wanted to incorporate that idea. And again, touching on these excuse me, gosh, I keep like hiccuping kind of thing. I just had lunch like a little bit ago and it's letting me know that it's hanging out. These adventure wall pieces, like you get people that always ask like newer players and stuff like that, what pack should I get? What pack should I get? And I always say adventure and spooky, just because I've gotten, if I didn't have these adventure walls for this build right here, it would have taken like so many rocks and it wouldn't have looked right, because this is supposed to look like fake rock. I know it kind of gives off this kind of plasticky kind of feel, and that's perfect because all the reference photos I looked, because I didn't just look at Brookfield Zoo, I think there was another one at the, oh gosh, I have like 6 or 7 zoos I rotate when I'm Googling and stuff like that, but I think it was maybe the Milwaukee Zoo is another one I was looking at that had this. Obviously it's not just those 2 zoos, it's very common now. But yeah, this is all made with like, you know, those plaster rocks or those fake rocks there. And I think this adventure wall set just really gives it that great tone there for it. So, and also you can recolor them, and it has 2 recolorable colors. Color. And you can get some really good blending of this one. I did like a dark gray and then a little bit of yellow to kind of match the surrounding rocks, you know, like the in-game rocks that we have. If you look, they're kind of a lightish darkish gray, and then they have little flakes of like yellow in it a little bit. You can kind of get a good look there, as if y'all didn't know what the rocks in the game looked like. So you can kind of get that same kind of feel and texture for it there. So but yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up our build today. So yeah, really happy with how this came out. I know I've wanted to do a house of this kind since I started the build. That was kind of like right on my mind right away, and this isn't going to be the only one. We're going to be doing this with probably some like sea life. We might do it to represent like the jungle as well, and just a few other habitats that either we don't have the animals for yet, or not going to get them period from like toolkit people or anything. I mean, being this kind of does reduce down you know, the amount of outside pens and stuff, and again, a lot of zoos have this. If they have, you know, animals that aren't native to the climate. I don't want to say the area, because obviously most animals that are in zoos aren't native to the area, but native to that climate. So I think this is a, you know, a really easy way to have, you know, zoos have a variety of animals and stuff like that. So again, we're going to be doing this a lot more in the future, but we're also going to still be doing like we did in the African area over there. We'll still definitely be doing outdoor pens as well there. So I'll go ahead and wrap up the video here though, folks, as we are fastly approaching the end of it. So if you've made it this far and you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button to get future updates on Green Hill Zoo, Lunawood, Coal Creek Park, Parkitect, blah blah blah, you name it. And also, if you've made it this far, don't forget to hit the like button. It does help out the channel a whole bunch there. And let me know down in the comment section, what do you think of the addition here to Green Hill Zoo? So, but until the next one, everyone, y'all have a fantastic day, fantastic whatever, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.